What's up, party people, and welcome back to our Matchup Mastery Series, where we learn how to take down every single character in Street Fighter 6. And today we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking up at Sagat, and I'm going to search out with 5 general tips to help you out in this matchup. So, general tip number 1 is going to be you got to duck that high tiger shot. The low one sucks, so you can react to them when you're in range and blow them up with drive impact or jump or whatever. But yeah, initially you want to just duck the higher one until you're in range where he has to throw the low one, and the low one sucks. That's when you can move in. Number 2, you can punish the overhead Jin Thai kick. But the mid and the heavy are plus on block, but you could duck the mid. I'll have more on this in the specific matchup tips. General tip number 3 is the Tiger Knee. They always start the first round out with this. He will be plus if you block it, but you can DI it or just backdash or honestly walk back to punish this if they're doing it. I recommend just backdashing, honestly. You should have plenty of time to punish them. General tip number 4, Sagat is slow and lacks big damage off of low hitting moves, so walk back to get in better range for you is very good in this match. Just walking backwards in general in Street Fighter 6 is a strong defensive tactic. It's very strong against Sagat. His big low only gets combos on counter hit. General tip number 5, make Sagat respect your drive mechanics. Drive impact can beat his long limbs and Tiger Knee. OD and reversal or drive reversal will stop a lot of his strings, and he can parry his fireballs all day. Over relying on this stuff isn't the point, but making him respect you is absolutely the point. So that's it for the 5 general tips. Hopefully that helped you get started in the Sagat matchup. If you want more information on optimal ranges, matchup tips, burnout, all that stuff about the Sagat matchup, head on over to the full video and I'll see you over there. So let's talk about Sagat's optimal ranges. Sagat, like Akuma, I feel he can excel anywhere on the screen, honestly. But instead of being super fast and mobile like Akuma, he's really slow and relies on Tiger Knees and Drive Rush for mobility. That being said, he does have options at every single range, but there's counterplay to every single one of them. So when you're in Sagat's face and pressuring him, his reversal is slower than a drive reversal. Honestly, it's 8 frames for his ODDP, making it easier to bait in tight strings. But if he is pressuring you up close, he has very strong frame and spacing traps when he's in your face, so you have to respect him. At mid-range, Sagat has one of the strongest hit confirmed set of normals in the game. He will fish with his stand heavy punch and medium kick, as well as throw Tiger Knees out. Base well, and you could punish all of these. At the furthest range, Sagat has a super fast fireball, but you can duck it and get the upper hand. The low one really is terrible, and traditional zoners can duck the high one and quickly get an upper hand in fireball wars versus him. In the corner, Sagat's slow walk speed and lack of crouch medium kick drive rush means he can really only jump out of the corner. His long normals are really slow, so locking him in the corner and beating him up is great there. Contrast of that is if you're in the corner versus Sagat, he has strong frame traps, so be careful for pressing. And if you're gonna jump, only go forward for an escape. Sagat has options for neutral jumps and will explode your soul. So matchup tips, specific matchup tips for Sagat. The first one I'm going to tell you guys is you got to scroll down on this video and you got to hit that subscribe button, man. And that's not just for me, that's for you too. If you do that, you're going to be able to whiff punish at least 16.3% more Sagat normals in every match, and you're going to be able to react to every one of his Tiger Knees with the perfect parry on reaction. That's a 15.75.3269% guarantee. And not only that, I just got news in that if you were to hit like and subscribe on this video right now, you have an 85% chance that just the tallest baddies around, they're they're gonna want to sleep with you, man, or woman. We're talking or baddie men. We're talking boss fights here. We're talking, big, strong men, big, tall women. Like, she's 9 feet tall, gorgeous, mean to me, and I want to marry her. You know what I'm saying? It's like her just the red flags are flying everywhere. It looks like, damn, like you bought season tickets to, you're running that roller coaster back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. She doesn't need a man. She needs her own zip code, right? Right? You guys get what I'm putting down, right? Like those thick thighs. She got thighs so big that she's taking lives out here. Claiming casualties. So you want to be a pancake to a big honking man and or woman. You just make sure you click that subscribe button, and you're gonna get hugged to death. That's just lucky you. Specific matchup tips for Scott. Sagat really does have slow supers, so you could bait those on his wake up. DP is slow too, but it's still fast enough to catch jabs, so you can't bait that if he has meter, but you can bait the supers. If you block a string up close from Sagat, it's better to back up and try to whiff punish whatever he's going to press afterwards, because a lot of his normals and stuff are just auto space him for frame traps and stuff. They could just blow you up for pressing buttons after you block a bit. For you trying to take your turn back, essentially. You're going to want to watch his whip stand heavy punch and stand medium kick. If you practice punishing, like one normal practices stand heavy punch to whiff punish, there's a ton of recovery on that move. Upper horizontal ranges like stand heavy punches are really good for punishing Ds, but good old sweep, you can't. Good old reliable sweep, nothing beats that when it comes to whiff punishes, so that's always good too. So I know I was talking about drive impacting and stuff earlier, but a more lower commitment option is the parry. It's good out in mid range. It's really easy to actually parry his tiger knee and stand heavy punch if you're looking for them. They're very telegraphed, and parry's a lot less riskier if you don't want to go for the DI. So that's also another good low risk option for you to go. So we talked about the Jin Thai kicks and the general tips, but we're gonna go into much more extensive breakdown here. So just like Kin, there's no straightforward to answer for dealing with this move. Number one, you're going to want to use reversals when you can afford them, just to try and keep him honest. Just like Kin, it's an expensive option, but you eat a lot of drive gauge versus Sagat if you are, he can bait it also. That's the other thing. It's punishable if he baits it, but it's good. You gotta just use it throughout the matchup. You know what I mean? There's no straightforward answer. There's just options. So option one, if you can afford it, try to keep them honest with some reversals. It's expensive though, so keep that in mind. The high version of his the overhead version is DIable. You could drive impact that if you just mash it through the string. So is the heavy one, but the medium version is not. The overhead version is -5 on block, so you can jab him and punish him. The medium version is plus on block, but you could duck it and get a full punish. The heavy version has a gap in between, so you can press in between. But if you're going for the fuzzy, heavy will beat that. What's a fuzzy? It's something you do during block stun while moving the direction you're blocking, and will only come out if you block at the same time, block you out of block stun, essentially. I have an example on the screen, but you do this all at the same time. It's the same timing every single time, so you always block the high hit if it comes out, because it comes out faster than the medium hit. The high comes out faster than medium hit. Then if you time it manually like this, then the crouch and the jab or medium you press during the fuzzy will always punish him if he goes for the medium. It's a very strong defensive option for fighting Sagat dealing with Jin Thai kicks. The only other option is, like I said, his heavy version is literally designed its timing is literally designed to beat the fuzzy. Like, they thought of this and everything when they designed the character. It's totally like built like this. Only big brain Sagats will start going for this, but once they do, you know, you have the other options to deal with this one. So it's literally, there's no end all be all way to deal with this move, but knowing what you can do about all the different options will help you deal with it, guaranteed. Sagat in Burnout can't do much. Pressuring him with well-timed jabs on his wake up will bait all of his supers. Be careful drive impacting him in strings though, because just like Kin, he could cancel into level 3 if you absorb his Jin Thai kick. Sagat's burnout string, so don't crouch block whenever you're in burnout versus Sagat. If you crouch block and burnout versus Sagat, like, he's just gonna make his Tiger Knees like insanely plus on block. And outside of that, it's just Jinrai hell. And whenever you have to deal with them, it makes everything I just said about his Jin Thai kicks before even better. He may have another string like Kin has this Dragon Lash string he implements, but whenever you fight him in Burnout, just think of him as Kin, which is nightmarish, but think of him as Kin that doesn't have a crouch medium kick dry rush, so that's not nearly as scary. Still scary, but not nearly as scary as, you know, you could always walk back until you run out of space, you know what I mean? So that's a great thing to have versus other characters that you could never do that. So that is it for the Sagat matchup mastery video. I hope it helped you learn a thing or two in this matchup. Please like, comment, subscribe. You know I appreciate every single one of you. I know it's hard out there for all of us, but we gotta keep on struggling. I am the Depressed Gamer. Need you all to be good to yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.